if you're familiar with pears, you know that you bring them home or you pick them from the tree and you're like, oh, they're not ripe. And then the next time you look at them, within hours, they're overripe. Normally what I do in my kitchen is I'll turn them into pear sauce. But today, Alina from Forjars is teaching me about a special Ukrainian recipe.
We are going to be making kompot. Welcome to our Forjars kitchen. And today we are canning outside, and we have an amazing special guest that we've had the pleasure of having with us these past few days, RuthAnn Zimmerman.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here enjoying the beautiful Florida sunshine. And today we're working with pears.
What we did in Ukraine was when we had a big harvest of whatever fruit we had, you would bottle it up, and then you could also eat the fruit that's in there. It's going to be like a sweet dessert during the winter, especially during the months when you're sitting at home in the dark, when it gets dark early and you have nothing else to do but dream about summer.
And so then the taste of summer, right?
This is especially good for those summer and early fall fruits that don't store very well.
Strawberries, for example, you either freeze them or make them into jams right away because they really don't keep. Could I add strawberries? I could put my strawberries in the freezer, and then when the pears are ready, I could get those strawberries out and add them to my pears.
Yep.
So then I'd have a fruit punch. The juice of the fruit is made with a sugar syrup, and we've made a light syrup, which is what I would want my family to drink in the wintertime, and light syrup means minimal sugar. For pears, you probably want a light syrup because they're already so sweet.
So we went ahead and peeled them, took the core out, and you could either have them if you want them bigger pieces. We went ahead and slice them this time.
Because our pears are raw, this means the glass of our jars is room temperature or whatever the temperature is out here in the Florida sunshine, but our syrup is hot. To get started, we're only gonna put like half a cup of syrup into each jar to kind of warm the glass up.
We had our pears in a lemon water that keeps it from browning, which is most likely with any type of fruit, especially apples, pears, anything like that.
Fill our jars to 1/2 inch headspace, and with your Forjars funnel, the headspace measurements are right there on the side, so it's one less thing that you have to grab when you're ready to can.
Because we are using a sugary water, we want to make sure that we wipe down the rim of the jar.
And then we, of course, have the most important part of this all, and it's a good quality lid. Forjars makes just that. Put our lids on the jars, and then we're going to put the rings on, and we're just going to turn them finger tight because the ring is only to hold the lid in place. The ring is not to seal it, so you don't want to turn that real tight.
And so today, the reason why we're outside, we are using a little bit of a different type of canner. This is an Amish canner, and the one that we're using is hickory ware. And so the beauty of it is that you can fit a lot more jars into it, and this is one of the smaller sizes from what I know. So let's go ahead and put our jars in.
Jar is warm, so we want to have warm water in the canner when we put them in. You want your water temperature of the canner to match temperature of your product. Oh, we got a jar lifter?
Yep. Okay, so we put our jars in. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. And once the water comes to a roaring boil, that's when you set your timer for 20 minutes.
So if you're doing 1-quart jars, you'll just time for 15 minutes. But because we're doing 2-quart jars, we're gonna do for 20 minutes.
And the reason we do 2-quart jars is because I promise you, this kompot is gonna go quickly. Now that our timer has gone off, we're gonna go ahead and get the jars out of the canner. So now that our pear kompot is done, we're gonna let it stand for about 2 weeks to make sure that the flavors are gonna be really infused. You really get to enjoy it anytime.
Thank you for showing me a new skill to add to my collection of things to do with ripe fruit.
Thank you for joining us at our sunny and hot Florida. Don't forget to subscribe and comment what other recipes you would like to see.
Be blessed.